Honourable Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I must...
Please, let's have silence.
Madam Speaker, I must confess to you that it is with a tinge of sadness that I am addressing this august House. Our country is faced with enormous challenges. The Middle East and West Asia and North Africa are in flames. We have 6 million citizens of our country based in these countries. We should be worrying about the future of those citizens of ours. 70% of our oil supplies come from Middle East. There is, if the conflict in the area gathers momentum, there is a serious question mark about our quest for energy security. I thought this august House would use this opportunity to reflect, and not in a spirit of partisan upmanship, but as people charged with the responsibility of governing this country, to work out viable strategy as to how we should and we can deal with these emerging events. Instead, we have chosen to be exercised by what some embassy official writes about us. I must warn the House that that's a dangerous path. Tomorrow, another official of a foreign embassy takes into his head to create this feeling of strife and distrust among the political parties in our country. All that he has to do is to plant a diplomatic message, also ensure that somehow it leaks. I think the nation and the country and this august Parliament should reflect as to what we are doing to our country. It is not in a spirit of any partisan upmanship, I say this, but as someone who is worried about, I think, the aftermath, the after effect of this development on the future management of our country. With these words, I come back to the main subject, and let me say that I am no match with Sushma ji when it comes to oratorial skills, but I would say to her, and since she's narrated an Urdu couplet, I would also do so and say, माना कि तेरी दीद के काबिल नहीं हूँ मैं, माना कि तेरी दीद के काबिल नहीं हूँ मैं, तू मेरा शौक तो देख, मेरा इंतज़ार देख. Madam Speaker, this is not the first time I have been faced in my parliamentary career with an opposition onslaught of the type that you have been witnessing of late. I had to go through that fate as finance minister, as prime minister. The opposition, the main opposition party, right from the year 2004, adopted an attitude that we were a usurper. Advaniji believed that being the prime minister was his birthright, and therefore he has never forgiven me. All that I can say to Advaniji is that the people of India have voted us into power in a free and fair election. Please wait for another 3.5 years and we will Madam Speaker, as honorable members will recall, several members had raised allegations based on reports in a newspaper about the purported cables from the U.S. Embassy in New Delhi to their authorities in Washington. In response to the request from the leader of the opposition, I had made a statement on this subject in this August House on March 18, 2011. Madam, I reiterate that it is not possible for the Government of India to confirm the veracity or the contents of such communications. If they exist, they would be communications from the U.S. diplomats stationed in New Delhi to their governments in Washington. It is not open to us to inquire from either of the two regarding the communications they exchanged among themselves. In my statement of 18th March 2011, I had also stated that many of the persons referred to in these communications have strongly denied their veracity. Madam, in my statement, I had also referred to the issue raised regarding the offense of bribery. Apart from rejecting the allegations, I had also drawn the attention of this August House to the fact that the allegations were investigated by a committee constituted by the 14th Lok Sabha, and the committee had concluded that there was insufficient evidence to draw a conclusion of bribery. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition has questioned the veracity of this statement, and I would spend some time to convince her and the members of the opposition that the inference that I have drawn is not incorrect. Madam, in this context, I refer to what the then Speaker, Shri Somnath Chatterjee, stated in this August House on 16th December 2008 while introducing the report of the committee, and I quote, this is what Shri Somnath Chatterjee said. The finding of the committee is that material on record does not conclusively prove that the money contained in the bag, which was eventually displayed in the House, was actually sent by the persons who were alleged to have sent it for the purpose of winning over Shri Ashok Argal, Shri Fagan Singh Kulafte, and Shri Mahavir Bagora to vote in favor of motion of confidence. The committee have, however, found the evidence given before the committee by 3 persons involved in this episode as unconvincing, and the committee have suggested that their role in the matter needs to be investigated by investigating agencies. Shri Somnath Chatterjee went on to say, I am accordingly referring the matter pertaining to the said three persons to the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs for appropriate action in the light of the recommendations of the committee, unquote. Therefore, Madam, what I had stated is exactly what Shri Somnath Chatterjee stated while introducing this state, and I therefore urge the Honourable Member not to doubt my credentials in this subject. Madam, the same thing emerges when we study the report of the committee in totality. It is no use quoting sections which suit one's convenience or which support one's argument. I have studied the report, and it is my considered judgment that on balance, what I have stated, that the committee came to that conclusion that there was no conclusive evidence of bribery, is the correct one. I quote again the committee. In its paragraph 168, the committee has observed as follows, and I quote, the committee, after taking into account their findings and conclusions in the matter, as detailed in paragraph 141, particularly at 14 to 17, relating to roles of Shri Sanjeev Saxena, Shri Sohab Hindustani, and Shri Sudhendra Kulkarni, recommend that this matter may be probed further by an appropriate investigating agency, unquote. Madam, the matter was referred to the Delhi police for investigation. Further investigation is in progress. Madam Speaker, I leave it to the good sense of this august House to decide for itself whether the report of the committee in any way substantiates the wild allegation levied by some honourable members of the opposition. Madam, I would like to make it clear once again that none from the Congress party or the government indulged in any such unlawful act during the trust vote in 2008. We have not been involved in any such transaction, and we have not authorized anyone to indulge in such transactions. I thank you.
I take up